Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Sonic Next Gen, whatever you call it, was the very first Sonic game released for the 360 and PS3. So naturally, hype was huge. Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog may have crapped out a bit, but hey, this one seemed like a good return to form. But how did it fare? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Let's dive in.
But before we do that, how about some history? This was supposed to be the very first game released for the next-gen consoles. Especially after the failure that was Shadow the Hedgehog, everybody wanted him to go back to Sonic's roots. And at E3 2005, there was a closed-door demo of what the game was supposed to be. And it looked fantastic! This was only meant for press, and sadly, it got leaked. By now, I'm sure you guys know how bad Sonic fans can be. They all of a sudden came up with super wild expectations and weird rumors that I don't even know how could be confirmed through this trailer. To put even more pressure on the director of this game, Yuji Naka, one of the people who created the franchise, left Sega the same year. Now that you have that interesting piece of history, let's start on the game. So after the game finally decides to load, you get treated to an actually pretty badass cutscene. So you see some humans, and then all of a sudden shit blows up.
Miss Elise?
And then it turns out it's all in her head, because she's a fucked up little girl, isn't she? Believe me, you haven't heard the end of that. And then, after shit blowing up in her mind, shit actually blows up. And then we see the person who's behind this.
Pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana. I am Dr. Eggman.
Run that by me again.
I am Dr. Eggman.
Oh my god, he's being serious. Changing his design to be this abomination would be the equivalent of pretty much making Bowser a unicorn. You don't do that! All this from the very first cutscene. We're in for a treat, aren't we? I might as well just open with this. These stories suck! Here's how Sonic's story goes. Princess Elise is the Princess of Soliana. Her dad's dead and her mom's... insert plot device here. Eggman attacks a celebration that occurs in Soliana and kidnaps her, only for Sonic to save her. Only to kidnap her again. And repeat this around 6 or 7 times and he has Sonic's entire story. I mean, really? A princess in a Sonic game who is human, where he's saving her. This kind of sounds like 2 of his competitors, doesn't it? But oh no, the ripoffs don't end there. Silver the Hedgehog also has it. Not as strong, but it's still blatantly obvious. Silver the Hedgehog's a telekinetic hedgehog. God, I pray I don't ever have to say those words again. Who lives in a post-apocalyptic future. One of the survivors in this future thinks that the ultimate way to stop Iblis is to go back in time and kill the cause, Sonic the Hedgehog. You don't see it? Hold on. How about now? Shadow's story is the only thing that seems original. But even then, it's still terrible! This thing is a fanfiction gone wrong. You don't believe me? The main antagonist of this story is a fucking recolor! You know you're desperate if you're actually coming up with a recolor to be the main villain of the game. There is one golden moment here that I actually like. Sonic dying. Ultimate way to reboot the franchise, killing the main character. At this point, I gained a little bit of respect for it. I mean, no matter what series you are, killing off your main character takes balls! But then all respect was lost after this scene.
You have given me so many things. Now it is my time to return the favor. I care not what happens to me, but please heed my voice. Sonic, come back. To me. To us.
Yes, you saw it here. Sega is okay with bestiality. You know, if I was the director of a Sonic game where anywhere in the script said, human kisses Sonic's dead corpse, I'd throw him off the top of a building. Why did this slide? I mean, if bestiality's not enough, Sonic is dead. He is a dead hedgehog at this point of the story. And they actually kiss him. So Hot Damn's at least fucked up. Not only does she like fucking furries, she apparently likes necrophilia at that. God, this is like fucking Twilight! I know I complain about Shadow having a crap story, but hot damn! That was actually pretty damn good compared to this shit. What the hell happened to the original tech demo? I mean, this tech demo has so much to go up for. It looks amazing, and holy crap, everything actually works. If the tech demo looks that good, how come we got stuck with this? The most ugly, boring, bland, crappy, glitch-filled piece of shit engine ever put on the 360. I mean, yes, if you look at some of the cutscenes, they admittedly look kinda good. But when you actually have to play the game in that engine, the game can't handle anything. The reason they put the adventure field in here from Sonic Adventure 1 was to give the entire game a sense of bigness and lifeness. If that's the case, where the hell are all the humans? I mean, you do not create big open areas like this and do not populate them. And at that, every single person you've populated pretty much just stands around. And you know how I said the cutscenes were at least presentable? Yeah, on mute. This is some of the worst piece of crap voice acting I've ever seen in a game. I can only praise two performances in this game. Dr. Egg... I can't bring myself to call him Dr. Eggman. How about Mr. Squiggles? The only two people who actually voice act well in this game are Mr. Squiggles and sadly Elise. And do you know who her voice actress is? Meg from season 1 of Family Guy. Those two are the only performances that I believed. Everyone else is just...
You don't think...
Sonic!
Sickening. And even with these terrible voices, the cutscenes suffer from Sonic Adventure 1 syndrome. Remember how I insulted Sonic Adventure 1, saying the voice spasms were all freaky and unnatural? They do the same thing in this game. But with any Sonic game, I know I will always love one thing: the music. Let's give it a listen. Well, even if the level tunes are crap, at least I always have main themes, right? I mean, come on, Crush 40, save me here with your theme song to this game. His World. That's not Crush 40. Where's the Crush 40 get song in this game? All hail Shadow. Admittedly, it's better than the original version, but no, not that good. The best song in this game are probably His World and Dreams of an Absolution. Dreams of an Absolution? Fantastic. His World? Good. If you didn't hear it in every single one of Sonic's cutscenes. By the time you actually hear the full song, you've been blasted by it so many times in cutscenes that you just want to shoot your brains out. And you want to know the worst thing? This isn't the worst of it. I haven't even started talking about the gameplay. So with the 3 different main characters in this game, there are 3 different versions of gameplay. But they all have one thing in common. They're shit! Sonic the Hedgehog moves super slow. I swear to God, I bike faster than this guy. And it's weird, because this is the Hedgehog that since the 90s has been known for nothing but speed. You know there's something wrong when I'm complaining about how slow he is. And what's worse is that staples from the other Sonic games actually don't even transition well to this one. The spin dash is actually useless and will end up killing you half the time whenever you use it. And above that, the homing attack is just awful. Shadow plays just like Sonic, only with more of an emphasis on beating the shit out of everybody. For example, instead of just jumping and hitting an enemy, you have the ability to sit down and pound on that enemy. As you progress through the story, Shadow gains more chaos powers, which honestly again are still useless. The only main difference between Sonic and Shadow is Shadow uses vehicles. You know, the worst part of Shadow the Hedgehog. And sadly, he is the best story. Especially with Trunks the Hedgehog, Silver. Interviews with the developers literally said that the only reason Silver is in this game was to show off the realistic physics. You know, which most game developers do, and is good in theory, you know, if the physics fucking worked! It runs on the Havoc engine. The same physics engine used in The Force Unleashed and all the Assassin's Creed games. While the other games develop around the physics engine, one thing that should have lit a light bulb in their head was when they said, you know, Silver is slow, which is replaced by heavy emphasis on traditional platforming. Again, good in theory, if you program him right. Silver the Hedgehog controls super clunkily and is all around unfun. Not to mention an unlikable character, but meh. And not only that, but every single one of the characters comes with 2 amigo characters. Sonic gets Tails, who plays like he did in Sonic Adventure 1, you know, if he just shoved a bunch of those dummy rings up his ass. And Knuckles plays like he did in Sonic Adventure 2. You know, if you just gave him a bit of retard cream. Sadly, he's riddled with glitches. And Shadow's amigos suffer the same thing. Bunch of glitches. Rouge plays just like Knuckles, but instead of punching, she has bombs that work exactly like Tails' dummy rings. And E123 Omega. I'd say he's the most fun character to play as in the entire game. Not for reasons he should. What makes Omega so much fun to play as is how glitchy he is. Honestly, if you just keep mashing X, everybody will die. I've now found a way to skip half of the stuff in his levels. If you keep mashing the A button, then he will probably go down a millimeter every minute. And you can use this to fly through half the levels. And Silver probably has the worst characters. Plays the cat from Sonic Rush, who plays like the schizophrenic on crack, and Amy Rose, who just is super slow and you just want to throw off building. There is usually one thing that I always like about the Sonic games. The Supersonic gameplay, which is horrendous in here. Even though it's probably one of the best programmed moments of the game, the final boss fight is slow, boring, and downright pathetic. And the worst thing is that it's in 2 parts.
It's not over yet.
Which means you have to go through another loading screen. Loading sucks. I have this game on the 360. I timed it once. The maximum loading time I've had was 35 seconds on the dot. It's just like, it knows it's a bad game, so it does its best to hide it by loading itself. I played it on the PS3, and because of the Blu-ray, loading times are even longer. This game is determined at every single turn to make me not enjoy it.
There's a strange thing in the middle of Stellaris. Isn't that the core?
How the hell did this make it to stores? It's glitched up the ass, the story sucks, gameplay sucks, characters suck, nothing about this game is good! There's so many things wrong with this game. I know that sometimes gameplay glitches are unavoidable, but in this magnitude, this is just unacceptable. Not only that, but half the stuff that could be fixed wasn't, such as the story and the voice acting. Those are just inexcusable. When everything comes together, it just makes one big unfinished mess. Unfinished is the perfect word to describe this game. This game was made to be rushed out before the holiday season, back with all this crap happening to it.